I got frustrated with my mom for being in the kitchen at the same time as me. My mom moved back in with me 3 months ago after losing her house. She's been staying in my guest room, and honestly, it was fine at first. We managed to avoid each other most of the time since I work from home, and she spends her days out looking for apartments. But then she started this weird habit of following me into the kitchen whenever I went to cook or grab a snack, like clockwork. I'd be pulling out ingredients for lunch, and suddenly there she is, opening random cabinets and rummaging around for no apparent reason. I'd move to the stove, and she'd position herself right at the counter behind me, making comments about how I season my food wrong or how I should use less oil. Last Tuesday was the breaking point. I came downstairs around 2 p.m. to make a quick sandwich before my next video call. The kitchen was completely empty. Perfect. I pulled out the bread, grabbed some turkey from the fridge, and started spreading mayo. Then I heard her footsteps on the stairs. She appeared in the doorway wearing those fuzzy purple slippers that make this annoying shuffling sound against the tile floor. Without saying anything, she walked straight to the sink and started washing a single spoon that was already clean. Then she opened the pantry door, stared at the shelves for 30 seconds, closed it, and moved to the fridge. I tried to ignore her, but she kept opening and closing things. Cabinet doors, the microwave, the dishwasher that wasn't even running. Each sound made my shoulders tense up more. I was trying to slice tomatoes and she reached right across me to grab the salt shaker from the counter, even though there was salt sitting 2 feet away on the kitchen table. That's when I snapped. I turned around and said, "Mom, what are you doing? I'm trying to make lunch here." She looked at me like I'd just insulted her entire bloodline and said she was just getting a glass of water. Except she hadn't touched a single glass. She'd been opening random cabinets for 5 minutes. I told her the timing was weird because every time I come to the kitchen, she suddenly needs to be in here too. She got defensive and said I was being ridiculous, that it was her kitchen too now and she could use it whenever she wanted. Which, fair enough, but the pattern was undeniable. So I decided to test my theory. Over the next week, I started timing my kitchen visits. I'd wait until she was upstairs reading or watching TV in the living room, then quietly slip into the kitchen. Within 3 minutes, she'd find some reason to join me, every single time. Friday morning, I was making coffee at 6 a.m. She doesn't even drink coffee and usually sleeps until 8, but there she was, suddenly needing to check if we had enough dish soap. Saturday afternoon, I went to grab some crackers from the pantry. She materialized to reorganize the spice rack that she'd already organized 2 days before. The final straw was Sunday night. I'd been craving pasta all day and finally decided to make some around 9 p.m. I had everything laid out, water boiling, sauce heating up. The kitchen smelled amazing and I was actually excited about this meal. Then she walked in and started unloading the dishwasher that had been cleaned since that morning. I watched her slowly place each plate in the cabinet, taking twice as long as necessary. She kept glancing over at my pasta like she was waiting for something. When I drained the noodles, she suddenly remembered she needed to wipe down the counters that were already spotless. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed my bowl of pasta, looked her straight in the eye and said, "I'm eating this in my room because apparently I can't cook without an audience." Her face went completely red and she started yelling about how ungrateful I was, how she raised me better than this, how I was treating her like she was some kind of pest. I told her she could have the kitchen to herself and went upstairs. 20 minutes later, she knocked on my bedroom door with tears in her eyes. She said she'd been following me to the kitchen because she missed cooking with me when I was little. She was hoping I'd ask her to help, or that we could make meals together like we used to. Apparently, she'd been feeling useless living here with nothing to do all day, and watching me cook reminded her of when she felt needed. She said she didn't know how to ask if she could join me without seeming like she was intruding. I felt like such an idiot. We ended up talking for 2 hours about how isolated she'd been feeling since the divorce and losing the house.